can't help but break into a grin when the otaku is done right, with the zealousness and awkwardness intact, because it's as if someone put a mirror to my face. There are plenty of shows that have the main idea centered around being an otaku, but the ones that are able to run miles with the idea are the ones that embrace all that our strange species is and makes it a source of pride. I feel right at home with the inside jokes about the community, which are usually at our own expense, ranging from those annual waifu wars or how dinner's been an on and off thing because of figurines, because it comes from a place of self-confidence. It proudly declares, yeah, of course we're a little off. What of it? That rebellious air? It definitely makes a better case for individuality than the often repeated words, be yourself, because it shows exactly what those words mean. Obsessive, some may call it, neurotic, crazy, insane, but that's just a part of who we are. Fortunately, with the advent of the internet and the growing popularity of anime conventions, there's a growing chance that you can meet and become friends with fellow fans. But even then, with a community or a small group that can understand all of the weird ass things that comes with the territory, there'd still be others that really wouldn't. So, there's about two real choices that you can make. Pretend that the outside world doesn't exist and stay on your computer, but it's not really optimal for obvious reasons. You know, lack of hygiene, a deteriorating mental state, the usual. The other choice is much harder than that. I know, crazy. But it's to dance around with that side of yourself, the insistent, childlike side of yourself, and find a way to meld it to that everyday part of yourself. For some, it could be an easy thing, but for others, they could be barely holding on. Worse yet, a person could have all the self-hate welling within because of the fear of rejection. Let's take Ogiue Chika from Genshiken as an example. The initial premise built around her is that she's this abrasive, self-hating fujoshi that's very sensitive about anything having to do with otaku, to the point where she would literally jump out of a window to avoid them. At first, it's the punchline for many jokes throughout the manga, as the Genshiken try to warm up to her and get along the only way they know how, with the good stuff. If you were to look at Ogiue's character at the beginning, there's overwhelming tension that radiates from her hair, which stands on ends, and her posture. She stands at constant guard, but as she becomes more comfortable with the group, more and more of her true self is able to slip out. She softens both in looks and impression, until she's able to confront the actual reason that she tried to suppress herself. After taking in some liquid courage, she relates to the girls of Genshiken, and indirectly to the guys that she used to be in a group of fujoshi in middle school. Being fujoshi, this group would discuss and draw yaoi, fair enough, but what had happened one day was that another member of the group asked her to illustrate a yaoi manga that they were planning to work on. The thing is though, is that one, it would have the guy that she liked in it, and two, they turned tail on her, so it looked like she drew all the things by herself. So from there on, about everything fell apart for her because the guy ended up moving schools out of embarrassment, and she was treated like some freak, which is an unfair reality of life. That is, until she met the Genshiken, where she was completely accepted as a member, as a friend. Sure, it wasn't instantaneous, but the weight of all that guilt and self-hatred didn't have to be there anymore, and slowly she's able to bring out her true self. That gay, smut-loving, confident and capable artist. The most beautiful thing about this story though, is it doesn't have to stay in fiction. There are countless people out there that are looking for fellow fans and enthusiasts to enjoy and discuss anime, manga, cosplay, games, or whatever else is out there. However, there is still a reality to face when indulging in all of this. Money. Because let's face it, you can't eat the damn frames. So, how do we tackle with the fact that adults are just really big kids, no matter if the toys are a nice car, or that limited edition figure that you chose this month to rent for? I say this as a joke, but someone probably actually did this. Well, contrary to common belief, otaku can be a responsible crowd. Mostly. I mean, there's no real reason to think that being an otaku has to confine you to stagnant and unproductive days. If it's for the sake of getting that figure of your 2D wife, then to the end of Earth and back, am I right? It's a good feeling when you get something that you worked really hard for. But even better than that is the overwhelming feeling of dedication and pride in enjoying a medium that shaped you to the fullest. Again, some still don't truly appreciate the transformative power, but I'd like to refer to how other hobbies are picked up or rediscovered as either a direct or indirect effect of what they're interested in, be it sports, music, writing, or whatever else. That's another step towards a somewhat well-rounded life. Having these other outside skills may actually enhance the experience as well. And take this scenario into mind. Being able to dedicate yourself to the medium that has always entranced, hold you, and make a living off of it, whether it's by talking about it, selling it, or even becoming involved on the other side of things. I mean, if most of us can't take our minds off of it to begin with, might be nice to find a way to earn a paycheck while thinking of it. There are many different faces under this umbrella, which grows wider every day, under which even veterans have trouble naming. Otaku, superfans, the obsessed, weirdos. The different stories and reasons that led here, I'm not sure of all of them. However, what I'm certain is that you're here now, so try to enjoy the stay. Maybe even with a perverse, confident smile. Double points if you can find a group to go crazy with.